been a really long time, and quite purposefully. For those of you who are not personal friends of mine on Facebook, I am pregnant. We are having our third girl come Thanksgiving. So I am almost 30 weeks, and this pregnancy has taken a huge toll on me. And so I have been completely MIA, not just to you, but to the rest of my life. I feel like I'm not as sociable as I once was. I have not only been pregnant, but I've also been off and on sick, and I've been traveling, and there's just been a lot of going on. I needed to take a breather, readjust, and as I've kind of readjusted my life a little bit, I have been coming up with all sorts of fun things that I can tape for all of you. And this one is going to be so real because look at me. I have no makeup on. I just got out of the shower. I thought it would be a great opportunity to do a get ready with me video during nap time. If I at any time sound funny or you can't understand me or I sound like I'm shouting, it's because I have a cold, and so it just keeps going in my ear. So I apologize in advance, but this should be the easiest get ready with me video on the planet because I am a mom. I don't have a lot of time, and so I want products that are going to work for me and work quickly, and also just kind of have like a quick routine. Now, some of you may watch this and go, there's too many steps. I don't like everything that she's using, and that's fine. This is all catered to me and my life, but I've had quite a few people ask me what I use as far as products are concerned, and so I wanted to share them with you while I got ready and put them on my face. So let's get started. Okay. The first thing that I do, and I'm going to be looking in my viewfinder a lot to make sure that I'm not out of place or anything. You guys, this is so real life. That's my closet, and my curtain fell down, and that's a towel and my robe. So this is my real life. My hair, ooh, this is a good look. My hair is wet. I like to let it air dry as much as possible because I don't like to put in a ton of product in my hair. So air drying is probably one of the best things you can do for your hair. So, but I'm not gonna do my hair for you because that takes too long. So let's just get right to it. My face is super dry. So I am going to start with a moisturizer, and I've been using this Olay Complete. It is a good, just everyday moisturizer. It's good for, this isn't an all skin type. This is just combination to oily skin. It has SPF in it. I use lots of different moisturizers, but this is just a very good everyday. And I don't know if you've heard, but it's really important to put moisturizer on before you do any of your makeup. And the biggest reason is because of patchiness. Especially if you have dry skin, it can just make your makeup look patchy, and it can just stick in places where you don't want it to stick. And just word of advice, when you put your moisturizer on, don't pull your face down. Always pull upwards. Always. And then when you do your neck, pull your neck down. Gotta keep those wrinkles at bay. Not like I have any yet, but you never know. Do what you can in your 30s to prevent wrinkles as you age. Wrinkles are hereditary, but there's always things that you can do to make it better. Okay, because it's still summer and fall is slowly coming in, and I am slowly losing my tan. Goodbye, tan. It's been a good run. I am still using my CC cream, which I love. And I am currently using my CC cream by Pacifica. And this is technically a high-end product at Target. It's $14. I usually don't recommend products that are about $10 or that are over $10, but I really, really love this CC cream. If I could pick a high-end CC cream, it would be by It Cosmetics that you could get at Ulta. But I don't have $30 to spend on a CC cream, so this is my next best. I do also use this BB cream by Maybelline, but it's currently not in my shade. It's a bit lighter. I really like this BB cream. The only difference between a CC cream and a BB cream is that CC cream is going to be just a bit heavier. They're both considered to be like a tinted moisturizer, but with more tint than your typical like moisturizer that has just a little bit of color in it. So what I do is, this Pacifica has a pump. I just put a whole pump on my fingers and I put it on like I would lotion. And I concentrate a lot of my product where I tend to be the most red. And I tend to be the most, have the most discoloration right here on this area. Okay, and you can tell that it has added color to my skin, and it's covered, it's done a little bit of color correcting, which is what CC stands for, is color correcting. So it did that, it definitely did that, but it's not too much, and that's what I really like about makeup, especially for the summer, is that it lets your skin glow a little bit more and show through, and natural is in. It's in, what can I say? The next thing that I go for is a concealer, especially under my eyes. Ladies, I am so tired right now, and it is just showing deeply underneath my eyes. And so my #1 recommendation for all women that deal with dark circles under their eyes, and you can tell I really love it, is my Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. I love this stuff. You need to go buy it right now. It is the dark circle eraser, and it has a little sponge tip. So I actually go to a couple of shades lighter than my skin tone, because you want to do a lighter shade because it will be light reflecting. And that's exactly what we want. We don't want it to be darker for our dark circles that are already making us look sad and tired. We want light to reflect off of our face, and the #1 place we need it the most is underneath our eyes. So I give it a good couple of turns, and then I just apply under my eyes. And sometimes I go a little bit further down, like right here on my nose, because I tend to get really red right there. I do a little bit above my lip and under my lip. That's just personal preference. Okay, one thing that I need to recommend to you when it comes to applying this is that you need to just kind of let it sit for a second or 2 or 3, because it is very wet. It's a very liquidy concealer, and so if you let it sit for a little bit, it'll benefit you, because then when you go to smooth it out, it will stay in place a lot better. So I've let it sit for, I don't know, 5 seconds. And I'm going to take my beauty blender. If you are new to the beauty blender world, you need to get one. I love mine very much, as you can tell. It's very dirty. Because it acts as your finger, because we tend to use our fingers a lot for makeup applying, except it's a lot softer, and it moves the product to the appropriate place, and also because it's a blender, so you're pushing the product into your skin. So what you do is let me show you. You take your beauty blender and you just dab it, and you need to be careful to not do too much, because you don't want to take away the product that you put on. You just want to blend it out. And you can tell when you're done blending it out when you have really no visible lines of the product. Sometimes I take my finger and I very, very carefully just kind of rub it in, And then I just bring my Beauty Blender up to the top of my eye too, because that tends to be discolored as well. So if you can't tell the light that's reflecting right around here, I've got a little bit of a shadow on this side of my face because of the wall, but you can see where the light is bouncing off and I no longer look like I have dark circles under my eyes. That is exactly what you want. So we've done a CC cream, a concealer. Now this is up to you whether or not you do this step. I recommend it just because we're busy moms and who wants to reapply their makeup? I set my makeup with a setting powder. There are several brands out there and several types out there. Right now I'm currently using the NYX version of the Mineral Set It and Don't Fret It loose powder. This is in the light medium. I wanted the translucent, but it was out. So I use this, I put it in the lid, I swirl it around, and then I'm just gonna take it and press. Why press, you ask? It's because we tend to swipe too hard. And so if I'm taking my product and putting it on top of, if I'm taking my powder, putting it on top of the concealer that I just applied, it's going to wipe away because we tend to press too hard. So I, instead of swipe, 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 I'm pushing in the powder to make my makeup set, and that's what you want, okay? Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is a coveted product. I absolutely do not go anywhere without my bronzer. I love bronzer. I love bronzer for the winter, for the spring, for the fall, for the summer. I use bronzer all year round. And there's a reason for that. It's because I feel like for me, it just brings life back into my face, especially in the winter when you are super duper pale and you look like you haven't seen the sun in decades. So this bronzer I am completely running out of. So I'm not going to tell you what product this is, but I will tell you that Rimmel sells bronzer and it's about half the price of what I paid for this. Rimmel sells a bronzer, it's $5. It goes on smoothly. I prefer a matte finish, which means no shimmer, and that's exactly what this is. I use a big fluffy brush, but the reason why I use this brush is because it's been kind of chiseled over the years. I've had it for a really long time, and so I can use this to my advantage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a decent amount of product because that's who I am, and I'm going to concentrate my bronzer underneath my cheekbone and up to my forehead, because this is where the sun hits you, especially on your forehead. And I'm just gonna repeat. Now it's really important when you take this bronzer to not go clear down your cheek. You only want to go halfway. And if you've ever heard the phrase contouring, which I'm sure you have because it's out there, you're kind of doing that, but it's way more subtle, way more appropriate for our lifestyles that aren't in Hollywood and on the red carpet every day. And I also take this product and I take it down underneath my chin, focus mostly right there, and then down here to my dégagé. Fancy words. But this is because I want my makeup to be cohesive. I want it all to match. And so not only did I bring my leftover foundation down my neck to blend out these lines, because you don't want these lines. This isn't just where your face stops. You need to go down your neck, so that I bring my bronzer down also. But let me tell you that the bronzer also is twofold because it will make shadow-like effects, and so it's a slimming effect. Who doesn't want that? Okay, now for blush. And if you don't wear blush, I strongly recommend it because a lot of us tend to put foundation on and then the foundation covers the color of our face. And although some of us tend to be more red than others, and so that will pop through your foundation, and that's fine. But for the most part, there's a reason why your cheeks are a little bit flushed, and it's just that you look alive. And so we need to keep that trend. Wet n Wild has come out with quite a few new blushes, and their formula is new. This is a color Icon. This color is more on the pink side, pinky coral side. And I would say this is better for the summer. But all of the blushes that I use right now are high-end, and not to sound like I can afford high-end, but I got them on special and I really love them. And winter's coming, so you'll get them on special too. But if I could recommend brand, I would recommend Wet n Wild, and I would also recommend Milani. Milani you can find at CVS. I have seen it at Walmart now, and I've seen it at Meijer if you're an Indiana girl, or Michigan. If it's anywhere else, let me know. This is a baked blush, and so baked blushes tend to be more dome-like and a little bit more stiff, but this one is beautiful. It's a super popular color in the makeup guru world. It's called Luminoso, and it is very peach, but I recommend it because it not only like enhances the bronzer that you just put on, but it makes your skin look just a little bit more glowy. So I'm going to take just a simple blush brush. I'm going to put it on my Luminoso, and I'm just going to concentrate on my cheeks. I'm going to try to stay right in the middle of my eyeball, and I'm just going to do my cheek and then just fan it up. So concentrate on my cheekbone and then just move it up. But the bronzer is here and your blush is above that. There's a method to my madness. See? Color. Ta-da! So we have accomplished basically a full face besides just your eyes. And I feel really good about just what's on my face currently. It's very simple, a few simple steps. There's not a lot to it, and yet I look pulled together. That is so important to me, to not look dead. Because I do look dead, like the majority of my week. I look like I should go back to sleep for a really long time. And so I'm helping you to not look like me during the week. Okay, so foundation's on, concealer's on, contouring, no, bronzer's on, blush is on. Now I'm going to move to my eyes. There's a couple of things that I do. Depends on my day, depends on my mood. But for the most part, I pick a shade that is just a mute's not good. That is a matte or a flat eyeshadow that adds a little bit of color. It doesn't enhance the darkness in my eyes or on my eyelids. It kind of adds a little bit of a pop. I have spoken about this palette before, and I've pulled it back out here recently, and it's the Blushed Nudes palette by Maybelline. It is a great palette. I love it. I recommend it. And it is perfect for fall. Look at all of these plum and maroon colors. Beautiful. Everybody should have this. That's just my personal opinion. I'm going to take a really big fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip it in this color right here, which is my favorite. If they sold just this color, I would buy it because I use it all the time. And if you can't tell, it's kind of got a rose color to it. It's got a little bit of purple, a little bit of pink, but it's very flat. It's a very matte color, no shimmer, nothing like that. And so I just fill my fluffy brush and I very gently just cover my eyelid. I don't go up to my eyebrow. That's not necessary. No need to do that. So I'm almost done. We're almost done. I'm going to take my eyelash curler. I was not an eyelash curler fan for a while, like a really long while. I wasn't a fan. But I have found that it enhances my eyes. It just makes your eyes open up that much more. And let me show you. Can you tell right now? I'm going to use my little mirror because I don't trust this viewfinder thing. And what you do, I've done several different techniques, and this one suits me the best, is I just crimp my eyelashes and I just clump it 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 times. And I go over to the other eye, and then I come back and I do it again. Look at that. Whoa, eyelashes! They look so much better. Okay, one of my all-time favorites is this Maybelline Lash Stiletto. Love, love, love this mascara. And something that's similar is the Revlon's Lengthening Mascara, Super Lengths. They came out with a whole new line of mascara, Revlon did. I have the Revlon All-in-One. I have a love-hate relationship with this mascara because look at this wand. You guys, do you see how tiny this is? Wait, let me just show you the difference. That is an unrealistic wand, and this is like, look at that. Can you see it? Look at the difference. How am I going to do this, my eyelashes? So the all-in-one takes a lot of patience and time. Well, we all know that I just don't have that kind of time. So I prefer a mascara that I can just whip through my eyelashes. The Lash Stiletto is one of them. I grabbed the Revlon, and I'm just going to take them at my base. Come on, hair. And I'm going to wiggle it through my eyelashes. I'm gonna go through, I do 2 to 3 coats of mascara on my eyelashes. And some of you think that's crazy, but if you think about it, it always adds more to your eyelashes. It just makes them look that much better. So let's just quickly go through all those coats. Can you tell? This is a really bad lighting, but this is what I do. This is it. This is about as much as I do. I do have a tendency every once in a while to do something with my eyebrows. I've come to really like the effects that I have when I use something on my eyebrows, but because I already have dark eyebrows, and this is just kind of like a running around look, everyday look. I'm not trying to like impress a bunch of people. I just bought an extra spoolie. This is by e.l.f. and it was $1 because we do still get makeup on our eyebrows. And so I just take it, and I need to go see my girl to get my eyebrows done. So I just take it and I just make sure my eyebrows are like brushed and not going wonky and crazy. And the last thing that I do, and it's kind of depends on the day, is I take a pencil, but these are, the pencils that I've been using are mostly like eyeshadow pencils and not, it's not supposed to be like a liner pencil or an eyeshadow crayon. So I just love using a purple or a bronze because they're kind of, they're not intense, but yet it still adds a little bit of depth to my eyeshadow or to my makeup that I didn't have to put a lot of work into. And so I just kind of rub it on my eyelashes onto that. It's like half waterline and half eyes. And it just adds just a little bit more depth to my eyeshadow. But that's, I keep saying that. Adds a little bit more depth to my makeup, not my eyeshadow. But that's it. That's all I do. So, what do you think? It's simple, right? There's not a lot to this. There's not a lot to this look. There's not a lot to my makeup and what I buy. This was almost all, it was all drugstore items. So if you're interested in any of these products that I mentioned today, I will list them down below in the description box. And please like or subscribe to my channel, and I promise you I'm gonna get back on track with this like I do. I promise that every video. And so far we're, you know, making a lot more misses, but I enjoy doing them, and maybe I'll do a hair update because I'm gonna straighten this out. So have a really good day. I hope you're enjoying your quiet time like I am, and I will see you again